Caribbean coastline on the Guajira Peninsula is bordered by lagoons, salt marshes, and fishing villages. In this area of tropical dry forests lies the Los Flamingos Wildlife Sanctuary. It's the ideal place to indulge in some bird watching. Tropical birds here include the famous pink flamingo. The region is inhabited by Hues Indians. Belisario is the community's chief, and he manages the sanctuary.
In the Hues language, this area is known as Yeshua. I was born here in Parap. That's where the region's first indigenous Hues community settled. Our ancestors arrived here in the 1900s. Our community has grown a lot since then. We are Hues from the Puchaina Ipayu tribe. I know this area well. Since the age of 10, I've been coming here to fish. Back then, we used to fish with nets and harpoons. This lake has always been a source of food for us. I've always fished here, and I'll continue to do so until I grow old.
These nourishing marshes were being threatened by human activity, and the great egrets, pink ibises, and flamingos almost disappeared from these waters.
Before 1974, before this site became a sanctuary, people used to set traps for the flamingos. So gradually the flamingos went north. They completely disappeared from this area for 20 years. We didn't see them for all that time. There were no flamingos here.
Now that it's a sanctuary, the fauna is gradually returning to these lagoons.
We use this sailing boat to approach the flamingos because it doesn't make any sound, which means we don't frighten them. We're going to take a closer look at them. At this hour, they feed from the lagoon. As you'll see, it's like a dance. All these flamingos feeding at once. That sound is the flamingos. It's as if they're talking, like we do. As soon as we get close, they feel threatened and they alert one another. They're attentive to the slightest movement we make. If we get too close, they'll move away or fly off.
Flamingos are gregarious creatures. They live in groups of several hundred or several thousand birds.
There are about 400 here. You can see adult flamingos and the young. The youngest have gray feathers, and the adults have pink feathers. There's a big group of flamingos here. They're feeding. They feed off algae and worms that they find on the bottom of the lagoon.
The chicks start out white and turn gray as they grow. They only acquire their characteristic pink plumage after 2 to 4 years. It is their diet that makes their feathers turn pink. Their uniquely curved beaks allow them to filter the silt and the water to find food.
Flamingos are migratory birds. They don't stay here all the time. In this lagoon, there's still enough water and food for them. But later, they will migrate to other lagoons or other parts of the coast further north, towards the Dutch Antilles. They'll lay eggs there and then return.
Flamingos are erratic birds. They fly in formation. In Guajira, the flamingos migrate during the dry season, when the seawater lagoons turn into salt.
Our goal is to preserve the forests, birds, and marine life. We check that visitors and locals abide by the rules. The Wayuu people work with the park employees. We inform them of any anomalies we see. We exchange information all the time. We protect the flamingos by respecting their habitat. It's important not to throw things into the lagoon or shout or applaud. That could frighten them. And if they're frightened, they might leave for good. So we do our best to keep them here. Flamingos are the best species in Colombia. And they're the rarest and most beautiful species that we have. We get a lot of visitors coming to see these magnificent birds. With their pink feathers, they are the most beautiful creatures. We want to preserve our flamingos so that future generations can come and see them here, just as we did when we were children and still do today. This species means a lot to us. We must care for them as if we were their shepherds. We've put rules in place so that these flamingos will stay. They symbolize the land of the Wayuu people. And we want more and more flamingos to come here.
Yellow is a familiar color here, a color people caress and take for walks. Yellow is the color of the coat of the most popular dog in Japan, the Shiba. With its 43 million inhabitants, the capital, Tokyo, has become the epicenter of this four-legged phenomenon. With their coppery yellow fur, Shibas are a traditional Japanese breed which has been going on walks across the archipelago for thousands of years. One proud Shiba owner is Natsuki Yuba.
My Shiba is called Renji. She is a year and a half. Her birthday is in October. She's going to be 2 this year. I'm obsessed with Shibas. My dog displays the loyalty this Japanese breed is known for. She may look like a fox, but Shibas can be pig-headed too. She has such a cute face. She's so sweet. Shibas are said to have similar characteristics to cats. They are loyal to their owners, but they are also known for being moody. When they want you to play with them, they come and goad you. They hide behind you, watching you, and then they jump out and surprise you. Renjé is like that too.
In the district of Shibuya, next to the main station in Tokyo, the dogs have their own hero in the form of this statue, which pays homage to a legendary Akita, a breed very similar to the Shiba, which is known for its extraordinary devotion.
Hachi is the most famous Shiba. He used to wait here every day for his master. He died at the station one day while he was waiting. He is an icon, the best-known dog in Japan. People often ask me if my dog is the same breed as Hachi.
Natsuki lives with Renge in this residential neighborhood of Tokyo, for better or for worse.
This is a photo of the first time I met Renjé. I never tire of looking at these old photos. I do it at least once a month. This photo is of when she broke her cage. She caused havoc at my grandpa's house. At first, I thought he'd been burgled. Then I saw Renjé and I thought, oh dear, she did that. She got told off and she looked sad for a while. But it didn't stop her doing it over and over again. When she was little, she was really naughty.
It's impossible to resist the charms of this capricious and yet remarkably intelligent animal.
Yes.
When I go shopping, I always find lots of products. I pick them up and buy them on a whim. I have quite a collection. She likes clothes too. I think it makes her happy. So whenever I go shopping, I always buy something for Renjé. I can't imagine life without my Shiba. I'd be too unhappy. I'd feel so lonely. Actually, I've always been on my own, but with her, I don't feel so lonely. I find having her such a comfort. I couldn't live without her.
Shibas are a real phenomenon in Japanese society. In a country where over half the adult population is single, this golden dog helps keep loneliness at bay. In Tokyo, there are even Shiba bars.
It's a cafe where you can discover the charm of Shibas and enjoy their company. There are 14 Shibas here. Customers come here for a drink and to seek comfort from our dogs. They take photos of them or play ball with them. When I ask customers why they come here, they often say it's because they can't have one at home. Or else they are planning to get a Shiba, so they come here first to see what it's like.
These bars are so successful that they are now to be found in every city in Japan.
We came here out of curiosity. We passed by it in the street and we were intrigued. Plus, we love Shibas. They are so cute. I mean, everyone in Japan knows what they look like. Shibas are the national dog of Japan. They are great. So great.
Shibas are seen as a national treasure here. And here is the gastronomic capital of Japan, Osaka, the third biggest city in the archipelago with its 3 million inhabitants. By night, the city lights up with the thousands of shop signs it is famous for. By day, in the shadow of its skyscrapers and its 500-year-old castle, Osaka's best restaurants offer a taste of the 1001 fish caught by its fishermen out at sea. But there is one type of fish which will never end up on a plate: goldfish. In front of every Japanese house, it is customary to have a small pond filled with these sacred creatures. Here, they are seen as pets. These red-colored fish are bred north of Tokyo in Yamato-Kuriyama. Teruya Shimada breeds over 10,000 of them on his fish farm.
Our village supplies the whole of Japan with goldfish. We even send small quantities abroad. My family has been making a living from goldfish farming for 100 years. Here, we have between 40 and 50 varieties of goldfish that can only be found here in Japan.
Goldfish aren't born red, they turn red.
These ones are still young, so they're not very red yet. But when the water temperature drops, they will turn red. It's basically pigmentation, but the food they eat also helps to turn them red. When they start growing, they're not very red. The color is still quite subtle. Once they are fully grown, I feed them shrimps, which have red pigments in them. At this stage, they cost between 360 and 450 euros. By the autumn, they'll be much bigger. Then they'll cost over 900 euros. This variety, the ranchu, is known as the king of goldfish. It is popular worldwide. I get orders for ranchu from abroad.
Here in Japan, goldfish are a sign of prosperity. They have survived throughout the centuries despite all the revolutions. The city of Yamato-Kuriyama is like a giant aquarium, which has almost as many goldfish as inhabitants. Guide Masahira Toyohara likes immersing himself in the world of red scales that can be seen on every street corner.
Yamato-Koriyama's goldfish became popular in the 1720s. It started when the lord of this village brought goldfish back from another region 300 years ago. In the Edo period, goldfish were bred by the aristocracy and the bourgeoisie. Then, at the end of the Edo period, ordinary people started keeping goldfish. They were for everyone to enjoy. And since Yamato-Koriyama had freshwater reserves and lakes where they could breed goldfish, goldfish farming developed and spread throughout the city. I find it soothing to watch my goldfish and see them grow. It relaxes me. I think all Japanese people feel the same way when they look at goldfish.
In Yamato-Koriyama, goldfish feature in everyone's life.
This street is known as Goldfish Street. It is 500 meters long. On every flag from north to south, there are images of goldfish. You can have fun looking up and learning about all the different varieties of goldfish that exist in Japan.
Goldfish are incorporated into everyday objects in totally unexpected ways.
This is a TV with cathode ray tubes, which doubles as a goldfish tank. This is a toolbox. Each of these objects is an aquarium with a difference. Everyday objects have been transformed into aquariums for our goldfish. I find it really amusing. This is actually a microwave. There is a goldfish tank in this oven. These are ticket machines for the main train line. They are life-sized and in the official colours. Goldfish tanks have been placed on top to create a quirky aquarium. This drinks machine has a distinctive feature. People call it the goldfish vending machine. It's an amusing idea because customers wonder if they can actually buy the goldfish they can see in there.
In Japan, goldfish are the #1 pet, more popular than dogs or even cats. So it's hardly surprising that they have their own cafe, run by Saori Aoyama.
Since Yamato-Koriyama was known for its goldfish, I came up with the idea of a cafe where people could come to enjoy them. That's how my business started. You can sit anywhere you like to enjoy the goldfish. Each zone has a different theme. At the back, you have the nostalgia zone. There you can see the fish above you through the glass. That space is for couples, and this one here is for families. And that's the retro zone.
Saori has fallen hook, line, and sinker for the goldfish craze that this small Japanese town is gripped by.
These sequins represent the scales. I sewed them on myself. I added beads for the eyes, too. When I dress as a goldfish, I feel excited. I think it makes me a nicer person.
while we take you through the safety requirements.
1.5 hours away from Melbourne lies the Phillip Island Reserve, surrounded by the blue of the ocean. The southern part of the island is home to a colony of little penguins, also called little blue penguins because of the indigo hues of their feathers. They find their food in the waters of the Bass Strait that are full of fish, and live the whole year long in the sandy moors bordering the ocean. A whole network of wooden bridges was built throughout the place to avoid disturbing the penguins in their natural habitat. Visitors can therefore observe the animals without disturbing them. Quite a good example of how to live together. Andre Shiraradia is a biologist. He's been studying little blue penguins for 25 years and comes regularly to check on their health.
Well, we're very lucky here today because, that chick looks very hot. It's a hot day and sit on the entrance of the nest. We hardly see that. And just trying to get this cool breeze. We have about 3,000 to 4,000 penguins that nest in this area. We put those nests to help the penguins to come back to the site. Those nests, they probably 40 years now, and so the penguins just love it. Most of the nests now, they used to have those chicks, the chicks left, and now the parents are coming back to molt, to replace all the old feathers. Those parents, they've been working really hard to raise those chicks, and now it's time for a rest and a facelift. Here, weighing the chicks 3 times a week, just to follow their health, because the weight of the chick is an indication how good the parents are doing. If they bring a lot of food, the chick's growing, nice and healthy. If the conditions at sea is not good, so the chicks, they don't do very well. So by weighing the chicks, it tells a lot about the health of the marine system. So now I'm going to check who's home. All of the chicks here, they microchip, and we use this scanner to check the numbers, and we went all the data about the chick here and download late in the computer. They have the individual identification, so we can follow them from chicks until they die. Okay, this is one of my birds that we need to weigh today. I'm going to grab it. Whoa. Wait. Oh, see, this chick is almost ready to go. Let's get the weight. Woo. This time they're usually almost the same weight of the parents, which is incredible. Oh, look at that. 1150. Oh, it's heavier than the adult. See, this chick is almost ready to go. As soon as they lose these brown feathers, they go. But look at it, it's falling apart. And that's the color, the brand new feathers, indigo blue. So this chick is a few weeks old and already have all the feathers from the adults. Look at the color and the contrast between the white and blue. It's just beautiful.
It's not unusual for 2 penguins to share the same shelter, even though they're not from the same family.
Well, we're very lucky here. This is an adult. We're very lucky here. This is an adult. This adult just molted, and they are exactly the same color. But this bird here is probably 12 years old, and this one here is a couple of weeks old. But look at that. They look very similar. We're very lucky to see both at the same time. Look at how many penguins there, just molting. This is very unusual. We have lots of penguins together. They're all molting, and they love this, the breeze that comes through.
The feather density of penguins is higher than most other birds. They are very short and close together in order to protect their skin against water. The molting period will last about 17 days, during which the penguins will remain within the colony without drinking nor eating. They just wait for their new feathers. Early evening at dusk, we can observe the reserve's other tenants. The Cape Barren geese can only be found in the south of Australia. They live together with the penguin colony. A couple of meters away are the wallabies. They're related to kangaroos, but are smaller. These herbivores thrive on this island as it offers a great variety of herbs, along with buds and fruits that they just love. Even though the population on Phillip Island is used to the presence of humans, it remains wild. Once the sun is set, the audience comes flocking to see the amazing evening show. The penguins that went out to sea come back to their nest after a day out fishing. That way they avoid birds of prey that would otherwise hunt them down during the daytime. Australians are proud of their heritage and especially enjoy observing nature.
We call the penguin parade. So the penguins, they cross the beach and parade to our visitors. It's quite amazing if you've never seen before, because this animal that walks upright, because most animals, they walk on their fours. So we have this penguin, they walk like humans do in the 2 foot. And they're very cute because if you think about it, they walk like toddlers. And that's the reason people really got in love with penguins.
500,000 visitors come every year to look at the parade and thus participate in financing research and the preservation of the penguins' territory. When going along the coast toward the north, Australia reveals yet another aspect of its incredible natural heritage. The Lone Pine Reserve, located in the middle of a soft green eucalyptus forest near Brisbane, is dedicated to an animal solely found in Australia and that became the country's symbol, the koala. They are pampered and protected here. But these little marsupials went through a tough period in the early 20th century. They've been hunted for their fur, and their natural habitat has been significantly downsized as the country's population grew. Following the slaughter of 3 million of them, public outrage forced the government to forbid hunting and to classify the marsupial as a protected species in 1927. That same year, a naturalist couple decided to open a center for koalas in their estate. 1 century later, the sanctuary is home to 130 animals, young and old alike. Kylie Blanche is in charge of the animals' health at Lone Pine Sanctuary.
Koalas are actually a marsupial, which means they give birth to undeveloped young. So a koala's gestation period goes for about 33 to 35 days, and then they give birth to really undeveloped young. They're about the size of a jelly bean. It goes from the mother's cloaca, climbs up through all that fur into her pouch, completely unassisted by the mother, so it's quite amazing that it even makes it into the pouch. And then it attaches itself to one of the 2 teats inside that pouch. It stays attached to that teat for about 6 months. Then they'll start to come out of the pouch slowly, doing a little bit of exploring. And then between 6 and 12 months of age, you see them coming out of the pouch more, they're exploring more, becoming more independent, because at 12 months of age, they go off and they forge their own territories. In captivity, they get introduced with all the same joeys of the same sex of that age bracket and become independent that way. Girls are really easy to house together, don't usually cause any injuries to each other. The boys, on the other hand, can sometimes be quite difficult to house together because they can be very dominant.
There are fewer than 100,000 koalas left in the wild nowadays in Australia, and only a fraction of their habitat is protected from deforestation. In the wild, they are loners who live among the highest branches of the trees. Given these conditions, they are difficult to observe. So the sanctuary is a great place for studies.
In captivity, they live about 12 to 15 years. In the wild, about 10 to 12, obviously because they get vet care and their food's always brought to them here and they don't encounter dangers like they do in the wild. Captive breeding populations, especially in koalas, play a really vital role because it enables scientists and researchers to be able to have access to a very large koala colony so they can do research on genetics, on behaviour, on lots of different things.
In the Aboriginal language, the name koala means does not drink. Their needs in water are fulfilled at 90% by the only food they eat, eucalyptus leaves. They have an appetite that demands a huge daily production. Tim Phelps is in charge of the eucalyptus plantation located near the sanctuary.
Here in this plantation, we've got about 8,000 eucalypts of 12 different species that the koalas enjoy. We collect around 3/4 of a tonne to a tonne of leaf a day. A koala will eat around 500 grams of eucalypt a day. We try and put 2 to 3 different species of eucalypt in an enclosure each day and change those varieties daily. You can see sometimes the eucalypt leaf will go a little bit bluish in colour. That's the eucalypt's natural defence against insects, pushing the tannin into the leaf to make it look unattractive to the beetles. The koalas do get a preference from smell, I believe. If it's got too much tannin in the leaf, they won't eat it.
Koalas sleep and rest about 18 to 20 hours a day. Lots of people think it's because they're drugged on eucalyptus leaf, and that is not at all true. It's just really, really low in energy. So it's got barely any sugars. It's about 50% water, so they're resting and conserving their energy. I have lots of people ask me if they're like a sloth, which they're not. They don't move slowly, they just don't move a lot. So in the wild, they're only going to move when they're seeking new food or finding someone to date. They get in some of the cutest positions, curled in little balls when it's cooler, and in summer you see them just kind of sprawled out, trying to get that breeze onto their chest. It's pretty cool.
The sanctuary is a unique meeting place between people and koalas. They've become a major asset for tourism in Australia. The status of this iconic animal will, in any case, guarantee the species' survival. The center of Australia is the red kangaroo's territory. Twice as many kangaroos as people live in Australia. There are 50 million, spread all over the territory. They can only be found in this country. There's an overpopulation of these nocturnal animals, which will get run over by cars. Statistics speak about 20,000 accidents a year throughout the country. Animal rights activists organize themselves to save the survivors of this daily slaughter. In Coober Pedy, when people find a wounded kangaroo, they bring it to Josephine.
G'day.
Josephine.
How are you?
Good.
Oh,
Here's
this is the little one.
Yeah,
Yep.
so we found him just outside this town as we were coming back. So yeah, Mum was on the side of the road. Mum's not doing well. She's not with us anymore. I checked the patch and we found this little fella. He looks alright, a bit distressed, but I'll let you have a
Hello,
good look,
beautiful.
eh? Yeah, look at
Oh, aren't you gorgeous? Yes, look at you. You're a little bit stressed, baby.
Yeah.
Of course you are. So she's a big red.
Oh, that's a red.
Yeah. See how she's got the longer ears
Yep.
and the longer nose.
And the colours come a bit later.
Yeah,
is
the
it?
colours come later. Yeah, no, she looks as though she'll be fine.
All right, she's in good hand.
Thank you.
Not a problem. Thanks to
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Bye.
See ya.
See ya.
So come on, sweetie, we'll take you in and we'll get you all sorted out. Hey? Come on. Okay, let me check your tail. That feels good, no breaks in the tail. Legs feel good. Well, I get you a bottle. Okay. Became a wildlife carer when I found a joey in the middle of the highway in the middle of the night 15 years ago now. And that was the start of it all. I fell in love with the little fella. That's it. Very good. And so I wanted to raise him, so I ended up getting my licence and permits and doing the training, and people kept bringing them to me. So it just grew from there to being a kangaroo orphanage. You want to go in, babe? There you go. Oh, good girl. Maximum I've had has been 12 joeys at a time. Beautiful. You're looking at 3 hours of feeding. They're on 3 or 4 hourly feeding, depending on their size. If they're on 4 hourly feeding, that gives me 1 hour in between to wash bottles, make up more formula, run out to the laundry. Washing is a massive big thing. A lot of people do think it sounds very romantic and fairy tale-like, etc., to be a wildlife carer, when in actual fact it's a lot of hard work. It's the same as having a new baby at home constantly. It's also a roller coaster of emotions. The baby kangaroos become orphans when their mothers are killed, some from hunting, but the majority of them is from roadkill, especially throughout the night. And so some of the joeys that come into us from there have horrendous injuries. You can see from his foot he's got a few nicks and grazes on them, and that's where his feet were sticking out of the pouch. What had happened was Mum was dead, and there was an eagle, a wedge-tailed eagle, already trying to feed off Mum and the joey. Imagine how terrifying that would be. The kangaroo orphanage is like a triage centre. We cover a large area. Footprint is probably about the size of Germany. We can't possibly keep all the kangaroos, so we stabilise them, we get them so that they're feeding well, etc. They therefore have to go into sanctuaries and wildlife parks. Sophie. Come on, babe. Come on, Sophie. Shawnee. Minma. Give me kisses. Oh. Here we go. When I first opened the kangaroo orphanage, my intention was not to have any big kangaroos here, to ever keep any. It was just to help those that were coming in, to stabilise them and pass them on. Getting a bit spoiled. I have 4 big kangaroos here simply because when they were little, each one of them had a major problem, and I don't like passing a kangaroo on with a problem. I like to stabilise them, make sure everything's right. By the time these girls got over the injuries, they'd moulded together as a mob or a family unit, and to separate them would be extremely cruel. Okay. Oh, Minma, put your legs together. So if you want to take a few of these in your hand and just go up to the fence. We have 2 public feedings sessions daily. The first one is at 12 noon and the second one is at 5:30 p.m. And during that time, people come out here into the yard and I give a presentation on the kangaroos and a bit of information about them and answer questions, etc. We don't have a set entry fee. We do ask for a donation. The monies we raise, that actually pays for the special formula. A lot of people say, what colour are they going to be? We don't know till they start furring. How long are they going to live? We don't know. They're similar to humans. They all have a different lifespan. They all have a different coloured hair, and so you can't generalise. The big reds, their fur is so soft and fluffy, especially the chest fur. It's almost like mohair. They're just so beautiful. They're so affectionate as well. And the unconditional love they give you is just unbelievable. You look into their eyes and they're just so trusting and loving, and your heart just melts. They just look up with you with so much faith in you, and it's as though they know that you're going to care for them and look after them, and it just melts your heart. I'm a sucker for it.
Aware of the environmental mistakes made in the past, today Australians cherish their immense natural heritage, and their efforts have paid. Forests have been saved, animals have been protected. Australia can see its future in green.